Howdy folks, greetings from Jaisalmer, India in the Thar Desert of the state of Rajasthan in western India near the Pakistan border. I'm sitting on the top of my hotel here on the rooftop looking out at this absolutely spectacular scene of the fort of Jaisalmer surrounding the guest house that I'm at, and then the desert stretching off in all directions. Really awesome. I'll grab the camera at the end of this video and give you a panorama of the scene. So this video is on the subject of, is it wrong to kill bugs? And I think this will be a little more interesting and in-depth than you might have expected on this topic. The reason that I'm making this video is because somebody commented below a video of mine from last year in which I was in Jasper National Park, Canada, where I shot a lot of my videos outside. And the subject matter of that video was how can you identify false spiritual teachers and gurus? And so I was sitting there in the middle of the woods being accosted by mosquitoes, and I guess I swatted a few of them in the video. And so someone saw this and remarked below the video, well, one way to tell a false spiritual teacher is if they're on camera swatting, killing mosquitoes. And touche. Okay, this is certainly a important point and something to look at and delve into a bit deeper and get a little better grasp on this idea of being more conscious about our energy and how we're relating with the world and with nature. And it brings up an assortment of different ideas and issues. So maybe I should have been a little more conscious and not been killing mosquitoes while I'm having a spiritual discourse. But I guess I was just being honest that in my actions, and that I do kill mosquitoes and various bugs. So in a sense, I was just being consistent and just being myself on camera. Now, I do think absolutely that we should be seeking to contribute as little as possible to the suffering on the planet. And there is such a wide variety of different ways to help in this effort of creating as little suffering on the planet as possible. I am a meat eater. So that is certainly in the same realm as killing bugs. You have to kill the animals in order to eat them. I have actually been involved in the process in a few different ways. I held the rope of a goat while it was shot, and then was processed. I forget if I actually took part in skinning that goat, cutting it up and everything before it was eaten. This was at a community that I was living at in Washington State, and it was sort of a special dinner, communal event of some sort, and we had fresh goat for the meal. I've also helped skin a roadkill deer, deer that was killed being hit by a car, and then my girlfriend at the time came across it while she was driving in her pickup truck and put the dead deer in the car and brought it back to the house that we were living at the time. And I helped to skin it, and then we made deer jerky and put the meat out in the sun and enjoyed deer jerky for some time after that. So I have had my hands in the blood, you could say, of the process of killing that many of us are involved in one way or another. So one thing that I want to discuss here is the concept of personal boundaries. So I have a right to boundaries as relates to both my physical body and my space of living, whatever that might be. And bugs invade our space. They fly around our eyes. They try to bite us and try to sting us. And I don't have to put up with that. I don't have to just accept that and just say, okay, bugs are a reality. And so therefore, within the context of seeking to contribute as little suffering as possible to the world, therefore I just have to let them be completely, and just let them do whatever they're going to do and just put up with it. I remember when I was living in Hawaii hearing about a family that was Sikh. I believe they were Sikh, and one of their tenets is non-killing. And because of this, they allowed cockroaches to live in their house, in their apartment or whatever, and they would not do anything about it. Cockroaches could just scurry around the floor, on the tables, the countertops or whatever, and they wouldn't touch them. They would just let them be because their tenet was one of non-killing. And if this is what you want to do, then go for it. That's fine. I have to ask, though, is there potentially some self-denial going on there? Are you actually okay with living amongst cockroaches? Are you genuinely okay with that? Or are you actually denying a part of yourself that would prefer not to live with cockroaches for the sake of your religious principles? I don't want to live with cockroaches. I don't like cockroaches. I realize they're harmless, and they're an essential part of the food chain, I guess. I don't know, if cockroaches completely disappeared, would everything fall apart? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But anyway, they're a reality of the planet. I have squashed cockroaches. Preferably, then one would find a way to catch them and toss them outside, and I have certainly done that as well. I'm just not fundamentalist about it. So there is the phrase, do no harm. But here's the thing. In the third dimensional physical realm, do no harm is impossible. It is impossible. There are so many different ways in which we are causing harm in one way or another, simply in the course of going about our daily lives. There are microscopic creatures on our skin, which when we scratch ourselves, we are obliterating them and ruining their precious lives, whatever. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm just commenting on the idea of what their experience might be like, if they're actually enjoying their experience, or what bug consciousness is, whether they necessarily mind being sent back to the spirit world, or if they're really enjoying their experience of burrowing into your skin and everything. And who knows, that is a reality that we can't conceive of. But you walk across the grass, you're going to be stepping on ants. If you're driving your car, then you are contributing to wars in the Middle East and bloodshed and political corruption. When you buy food at the local grocery store, then you're contributing to multinational corporations that are ravaging the planet. When you use toilet paper, then you're contributing to the destruction of the forests. On and on and on. There's no such thing as being a human on Earth and not causing harm, or any animal on Earth, I would guess, and not causing harm in some way to somebody or something. So the goal is not to cause no harm. We have to accept the fact that we are just going to cause harm or damage in some way or another to something. If you want to build a house, you have to clear out a space, you have to cut down some trees, you have to kill the grass, and then you have to build it out of something. And that may be the trees that you cut down. So forget about, this restriction on yourself that there's anything wrong with causing some harm in the world. There's, I guess, a sect within some religion, I forget if it was Buddhism or Taoism or something, if a group of monks were in a bus that were driving down the road, then they would wave flags out of the windows of the bus as an apology to all of the bugs that they were killing. And again, if that's what you want to do, then go for it, that's fine. But I don't think this is necessary. You're going to kill bugs one way or another, and I think this is a distraction and to some extent a waste of time and energy to expend your time feeling sorry about the bugs that you're going to be killing in the course of just going about your daily life. And so this comes back to killing mosquitoes, which is that I guess my just basic intuition says that killing bugs isn't something that we should stress about too much. Don't go out of your way, killing things willy-nilly, obviously. Just keep it in mind. Are you doing this, with absolutely no awareness, whatever, there's a bug there, squish? Or is it, these things are bugging me, literally, and I want them to go away, and I want my space and my peace and quiet, and to not be stung and bitten by something here. But I don't think it's something that you need to feel incredibly guilty about. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know what the lives of bugs are like. Maybe they're going along just having a great old time, absolutely enjoying their experience, and then squish, they're squashed out of existence, and sad that their life ended. I don't know what they actually experience. Maybe it doesn't really matter much to them. They go back into the spirit realm, and then they come back as another bug, and then they get to do it all over again. I don't know. I don't have any sort of psychic insights on that. I'm open to other input. But I think that there is a potential trap here, which is to overly focus on the outer world and what you are doing in the outer world at the expense of interchange. And obviously we can focus on both. We must focus on both our interchange and our impact on the world. But I believe that it is much, much, much more important to be focusing on changing your inner energy and then living from that place of change within, and that will necessarily change how you impact the world and others and your environment and animals and bugs. And that there is a potential diversion and distraction here of getting too overly caught up in in your actions, rather than focusing on your inner development and your energy and allowing yourself to just be yourself and live naturally and spontaneously and comfortably and honestly from that place of your inner energy, and going forth from that place and just trusting that to some extent you're going to be doing the right thing based on seeking to live from the heart as much as possible and seeking to do right, while simultaneously acknowledging that you are going to cause harm in the world one way or another, and having acceptance for that and not beating yourself up over it, and balancing that dichotomy of seeking to do right while knowing that you're not always going to get it right. So wrapping things up here, I'm sort of getting blinded by the sunshine. Then, is it wrong to kill bugs? I don't really believe in a categorical right or wrong necessarily, but seeking to be as conscious and aware and kind and loving towards the world as much as possible, and from that place acknowledging that there is going to be contrast within your actions, and to not get so caught up in trying to get everything you do exactly right, but giving yourself the room to live your life from an open heart and a conscious mind, and seeking to contribute as little as possible to the suffering of the world within reason. So we will all have somewhat different conceptions of what exactly that means, and to be non-judgmental about it, both towards yourself and others, and to simply seek to do the right thing as much as possible within that context, while recognizing that you have a right to your personal space. And if a mosquito is bothering the hell out of me and stinging me like crazy, and I can remove that by squishing it, there is a good chance I will do that. So there you go, that's my honest take on the subject. I will be very curious to read any comments below the video. I'm definitely open to input on this one. Looking forward to your remarks and perspectives. And I will now grab the camera and show you the spectacular scene of the city of Jaisalmer and Jaisalmer Fort, stretching off in every direction, and the Thar Desert. This here is a 350-year-old temple of Jainism. All right, thank you for watching. Namaste.